Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum against AEW Dark. This is from November 9th, 2021. And boy, right when Dark Elevation on Monday night gets back on track, in my opinion, and it's a nice tight six-match show with three of the matches being argumentatively competitive. Um, Dark goes bonkers cuckoo and has another one of their long shows and a number of really fascinating kind of matches. You know, Headlined by the Hardy Family Office taking on Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express. You had Darby Allin against QT Marshall. Just really fantastic stuff. I'm not quite sure. The debut of Miranda Gordy, right? The Dark Order against frickin' Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs. Um, and then when they had a non-competitive match, they were squash matches to definitively put somebody over. But you even had stuff like Matt Sydal and Lee Moriarty against 2.0. Just great match after great match. I gotta say, AEW Dark wins again. What world is this? I think it's really wonderful though. Um, yeah, we're looking at 15 matches, mofos. We need to jump into this bad boy. This was from St. Louis, Missouri, and here we go. First match. People seem to like it when I actually tell you how many incarnations of various people and stuff there have been. I got to thank Josh Lopez for that. I have my own notes, of course, but then I also go to his thing on WrestlingHeadlines.com. I need to put that out there because Josh Lopez does the work of tracking down how many matches these people have had and what their record is and all that kind of stuff, which is really great little feature. I just simply don't have time to do it. I mean, I work a lot. I do a ton of these videos, but Josh Lopez does a great job on WrestlingHeadlines.com. In any case, we got the Dark Order, Evil Uno, Colt Cabana, and Alex Reynolds, who have never teamed up in that combination, against the Gun Club, who are 16-0, folks, in a six-man tag match. Well, this is definitely competitive, but it definitely does not change. And the Gun Club heel turn has officially happened, in case you did not know. Um, Uno goes for the body slam. Austin lands on his feet and then uses leverage on the top rope to pick up the victory. Cheater, pumpkin eaters. Um, were both sides competitive? Yes, that's a check mark. Did one team win definitively? Yes, that's another check mark. And then a third check mark if something feels like it is advanced. And the Gun Club being undefeated and effing with the Dark Order is definitely advancing something. That's three check marks. And that's our first match. What the heck is going on? Riho against Heidi Howitzer. Heidi Howitzer has a good look, kind of Mad Maxy, and has never appeared for AEW before, apparently. Riho, this is our 30th match. What the heck? This is really about Riho using Howitzer as a base. Howitzer goes for a bunch of power stuff, but Riho keeps ducking, dodging, and then eventually hits a flying double foot stomp to pick up the victory. In matches that are enhancement in nature, the grading scale is slightly different. Get a check mark for the proper person being put over? Yes. In definitive fashion, and they look good in the process? Yes. And then how does the person do in defeat? Do they get a large amount of offense, or do they make the person look especially good? And I would say the answer is yes to both of those questions. So 3 check marks. Match number 3, Too Fast, Too Fuego. Oh my goodness. Against Aaron Solo and Nick Komoroto, which is technically a competitive matchup. My gosh, this Dark. Do both sides look good? Yeah, Komoroto is really figuring out his role. Now, the Factory could be argued to be the least effective faction going when they went faction crazy a few months ago. The Factory's gotten the least out of it, but they probably settled into what they should be doing, which is learning and developing on AEW Dark. As further proof, Too Fast, Too Fuego picks up their second win on them. with the assisted tornado DDT on Aaron Solo. Wow, do both sides look good? Yeah. Does one team get put over in definitive fashion? Most certainly. And is something advanced? Yeah, I think this idea of the factory now being settled into their role, as well as Too Fast, Too Fuego getting a bit of a push, it seems. My prediction is the Bucks eventually end that joy. Fourth match, Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager against Coco Lane and Luke Langley, neither of whom have wrestled for AEW before. This is a squishy squash, as you might expect, but it really, because Sammy Guevara is there, he gives the guys a little bit of offense, lets them look good for a little bit. So 3 check marks here. Um, Men of the Year, Attack and Attack the tag team, and Santana Ortiz have to clear the ring and make the save. So we even have something advanced for the future, meaning the pay-per-view, which is happening this weekend. Oh, that's exciting. Fifth match, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta, I gotta say, I get why he's there. And why he's there is because Trent is hurt and hasn't been able to be there for a long time. But really, it is a strange thing. Whenever you see him, you know, this means he's going to lose. But in this case, you know that he's probably going to get the pin because they're going against an enhancement team of Darian Bengston, who's making his 4th appearance. Davey Vega, who's never been there, and Camaro Jackson. Boy, they are really creating that goodwill amongst the indie guys. I gotta say, it's really wonderful to see. Cassidy gets the pin with the orange punch, of course. Taylor connects with that awful waffle. And Wheeler Yuta, I don't even know what his finisher is. But they get the win. 3 check marks. Good job by the guys losing because they had a bunch of very different kind of offense to take, and they did just fine. Frankie Kazarian, who, by the way, this is match 83 for him in the young history of AEW, versus Dante Martin with Leo Rush at ringside. I'm calling this competitive. And boy, is it good. Everybody's all hands on deck to make Dante Martin look good, whether they're losing to him or beating him. And guess what? Guess what? Kazarian gets that crossface chicken wing, but Rush trips Kazarian up behind the referee's back. Dante dives over Kazarian and then connects with a double springboard moonsault to pick up the victory. Holy crap. That's actually a bit of a shock. I knew they're giving Dante Martin a push and having Leo Rush kind of cheat for him a little more and more, but getting a win over Kazarian is huge. Holy crap. Yeah, Dark is definitively the better show this week. Again. 3 check marks. Why? Both sides look good. Somebody is put over and a story is advanced. Great job. Holy moly. Bit of a shock. And kudos to Kazarian, who is definitely the definition of a company guy. Really, really great. 7th match, Thunder Rosa, Ryo Mizunami, and Chris Statlander against Emi Sakura, Jamie Hayter, and Rebel, with Lulu Pencil and Mei Suruga in a 6-woman tag match. Obviously, Rebel is probably there to get pinned. Let's see if that's the case. It's the case. Yeah. Rebel body slams Statlander into the ropes, but Rosa drop kicks her and connects with the Fire Thunder Driver, to pick up the victory. And afterwards, the faces get beat down again, but Ruby Soho storms in the ring to make the save. And almost hits Statlander with that lead pipe, though. Whoops. Drama. It is a competitive match, though. Did both sides look good? Yes. Even Rebel managed to get in there and throw people around, look pretty good. Did the right team get put over in definitive fashion? Absolutely. And was something advanced? It most certainly was. Ruby Soho and Chris Statlander are going to have a great match. And I love this thing of we're trying to respect each other. We're trying to save each other so we can have this great match together. But drama. 8th match, Matt Sydal and Lee Moriarty against Mike Sydal. Matt Sydal and Lee Moriarty with Mike Sydal at ringside against 2.0. I'm going to call this competitive too. Boy, great stuff. Great stuff. Again, you would predict that 2.0 would win this one. However, Seidel hits that lightning spiral and they get the win. After the match, Dante Martin and Leo Rush appear on the stage and they're playing mind games with Seidel and Moriarty because they have a match on Dynamite. What? Was this match makes both sides look good? Yes. Did a team get put over in definitive fashion? Yes. And was something advanced? Yes. What the fuck, Dark? This is wonderful. I'm glad we've moved out of the age of just squash after squash and a ton of matches that seem to have no purpose. Now, this is a squash coming up. It's Nyla Rose against Tootie Lynn, but we're putting over that Nyla Rose is a monster. And this was really about showing perhaps new fans or relatively recent AEW fans, hey, this is Nyla Rose's offense. Just shows the various big spots Nyla Rose does. Works for me. 3 check marks. 10th match. And by the way, 2D Lynn, who I like a lot, and I suspected was wrestling the first match last time. I was right, because now after this match, 2D Lynn is 0-2. Andrade with Jose against Warhorse. Warhorse back after wrestling Cody Rhodes way back when for the TNT title. Andrade, Warhorse does a good job of making sure Andrade's offense looks good here. And it most certainly does. Andrade really looks great. Hammerlock DDT. Brutal, 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 brutal stuff. 3 check marks. I'm calling that a squash, though. 11th match, finally. Dark Order, Alan Angel and Preston Vance, 5 and 10, the 5 and Dime teaming up against Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs. We're calling this competitive again. Boy, it's great to see the 2 big guys slamming each other around. It looks really good. Hobbs connects with that front slam, and Starks hooks the outside legs. They actually had to cheat to win. Do both sides look good? Most definitively. Does the team get put over in definitive fashion? Yes. And is something advanced? Absolutely. Team Taz cheating to beat the Dark Order. You know they're going to have to deal with that later on. 12th match. It's been a long time since we've had a Dark with this many matches. But boy, this is the best long show they've ever done. And I'm sure I'll say that in the caption. Tay Conti against Miranda Gordy. Great to see Miranda Gordy. This is a quick match, though. I mean, Conti with some forearm shivers, a few pump kicks, and then the hammerlock DDT. Obviously, they're putting Tay Conti over big because she's going after Britt Baker. So Miranda Gordy doesn't really get to show her stuff, but I was going to say AEW has a great tradition of if you're a person they're going to use a lot, often they job you out really hard at first and then slowly build you up. Just ask Will Hobbs. 3 check marks, moving on. Wardlow, oh boy, against Ryan Mantell. Ryan Mantell, who's one of those guys who stands out as the guys who have been losing regularly. No exception here. Really brutal. The casualty of war, that falling into the knee. And then Sean Spears beats him up with the C4. They're just unrepentant assholes. 3 check marks. For sure. For sure. Now Darby Allin against QT Marshall. Another competitive match. And it is competitive. QT doing his best job to put everybody over. It feels like he's going to stop wrestling in ring pretty soon because he's on this tour to just put everybody over. Darby Allin most definitively wins. Coffin drop. 3 check marks. Both sides look good. Darby Allin looks really good in the victory and put over in definitive fashion. And something feels like it is advanced, which is this idea of Darby Allin moving on to bigger and better things, and QT continuing to make guys look good. And then finally, our 15th match, Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express. Of course, that being Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus against the Hardy Family Office, Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy, and the Blade. Kind of a mix and match for the Hardy Family Office in a 6-man tag team match. Really good stuff. The kind of match that you wouldn't blink if you saw it on a Dynamite, if I'm being honest. At the end of the day, Blade gets caught in the snare trap and taps out. Do both sides look good? Yes. Does one side get put over definitively? Yes, they're making a star out of Jungle Boy, and I think it's the right move. And it's something advanced. Yeah, Hardy Family Office ain't going to take that line down, bro. In any case, this has been Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling.